Did you just... No, sorry, it was nothing.
What did you see?
Just there, that ridge. Like a shadow, just for a second.
What sort of shadow?
Exotic rising. Shields down. Look, there he is! Look there!
What was it?
Like, just something shifting. Something sort of dark. Like it was running.
Running which way?
Towards us.
14th of June 2008. Doctor Who's 4th series was going strong. With the reintroduction of Catherine Tate's Donna Noble, this time as a companion, and the season-stretching arc of Rose Tyler's return, this series was proving to be the most popular so far. But things behind the scenes were not so smooth. To be blunt, let's just say this. Working on Doctor Who is not easy. It's very demanding for both the actors, writers, and everyone who works behind the scenes. So it's understandable that production for a few of the episodes this series were a little rocky, but from these limitations come greatness. Forced to quickly write a script to fill out the series, Russell T Davies came up with this. Midnight. Originally intended to be the 8th episode of the series, it had to be pushed back to the 10th, and was also written in only 3 days. This episode is a bit smaller scale, but nonetheless brilliant. I think I speak for most fans when I say that this is a highlight of David Tennant's era, and that the limitations put upon it only serve to make it even better. Look, you can even see the green screen. They forgot to key it out. Never changed, Doctor Who. This episode features primarily the Doctor by himself, with only a few brief appearances from his companion, leading fans to call this a companion light episode. This change was also made out of necessity, as it allowed production to simultaneously film this episode and Turn Left, which is one that primarily features Donna, with only a few brief appearances from the Doctor. You see how this is all put together? I love it. But enough about the behind the scenes. We're here for the story. The Doctor and Donna arrive on the planet Midnight, just wanting to sit back, relax, and have a good time. It's a beautiful planet, literally made of diamonds. And the leisure center they're at is nice too. Only one problem. The sun that the planet orbits is pretty darn hot. It emits extonic radiation, which is very deadly. There is no atmosphere on the planet. The sun is very hot. Even a second of exposure would kill anything. It wouldn't even burn, it would just be vaporized. It is impossible to live on the planet Midnight. So let's just go on the bus. Have a nice tour. What's the worst that could happen? While on the tour, the drivers suffer a few technical difficulties. Curious, the Doctor goes to speak with them, and one of them is convinced he spots something dark, a shadow, just for a split second, but he's sure it was nothing. Next time we go to check on the drivers, however, yeah, they're dead. And we are stranded in this cramped bus with a bunch of annoying strangers, one of which is played by Patrick Troughton's son. But things can't get much worse, right? There is something outside. And it gets in. Possessing one of the passengers, Sky, it begins repeating everything everyone says, gradually getting quicker, learning, while the tensions among the rest of the passengers only heighten. This all comes to a climax when it appears that the thing, whatever it is, has moved over to the Doctor, with now the Doctor repeating what Sky is saying. But in reality, it's only stolen his voice. So the stewardess sacrifices herself, taking Sky out of the bus and giving her own life to do it. After a while, everyone returns back to the leisure center and the story ends. Okay. So what was it? Now, while the antagonist of this episode has been given no official name, fans have started calling it the Midnight Entity. And while not much is known about it from the episode itself, luckily there is another resource we can pull from, namely the Monster Files. These released alongside the episodes, and luckily for us, there is one on Midnight. Now, while this video is short and is definitely still mysterious, we do get some information here that you wouldn't have otherwise come across, namely finally that this thing is real. It's a physical creature. Now, we could assume this from the fact that it bangs on the walls, but here we have confirmation. Here it is confirmed that there was a shadow. That driver wasn't just making stuff up. And it also has psychic powers. The file describes it as being able to eat its way into the brain of its host and take over its speech, and that it can steal people's thoughts, that it can turn you against your friends. It's described as a whispering voice affecting your behavior, which confirms the most popular fan theory about the episode, that it is the entity that is affecting the passengers' behavior, and not that they're just terrible people, even though they are. It intentionally makes them more aggressive to turn them against each other. Looking back at the episode with that piece of information, it will become extra clear to you. Trust me, I rewatched the episode specifically for this video. You can tell that that is the intention. And what if I told you that on my rewatch, I noticed a small little detail? Remember how I said that one of the drivers said they saw a shadow? Let's go back and look at what we see. Do you see it? Just there. There is life on midnight. So, how did you enjoy the video? I do wonder what people's reaction to this one will be. This topic really is Doctor Who's biggest unsolved mystery, in that there are truly no real answers here. Now, I trust that in good old Rusty Davies' head there are, but with what we've been given, I really have to just pick up the scraps. In my research, I found out that maybe you could find a parallel between this episode and an audio drama called A Storm of Angels, Doctor Who Unbound. But when I actually went to listen to this myself, I was very disappointed. It's nothing alike. But anyway, I try to put forward at least somewhat of a concrete conclusion. I wonder if people will get mad at me for trying. I remember people said that on my Watcher video. Why can't people just appreciate that there's no answer? And all that, but at the same time, other people also got mad at me in the same video because the answer is so obvious, ho ho ho. So hopefully people will feel better with this one, even if I know trying to appeal to the YouTube comment section is a fruitless endeavor. Now, let's move on from that to talk about the elephant in the room. Doctor Who news! Yes, originally I was planning on making this its own video, but nah, come on man. Let me just put it at the end of this one. We finally have a release date. The 60th anniversary is finally kicking into high gear. We had a bit of a stumble there, but we're back on track. Everything's all good. You had the Once and Future event, all the teasers, and finally, we have a release date. As of recording, it is a month away, but I imagine this video is going to come out a little bit later, so if you are not aware, the release date for the first special is the 25th of November. Yes, Doctor Who The Star Beast will air on Saturday the 25th of November, with Part 2 Wild Blue Yonder airing the week after on the 2nd. And then Part 3, The Giggle, will release on the 9th. It's weekly release everyone. There is more than likely a Christmas special coming too, and I would assume will release on the 25th. So more or less 2 weeks after the final special, which means we are in the final stretch. And then December is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be making so many videos, guys. I'm gonna be making first impressions videos with reactions. I'm gonna be doing community videos with your guys' thoughts after each episode. And then after a few days after that, I'm gonna do a full review on each episode. It's gonna be great. So yes, again, the release date of the first special is the 25th of November, and it will air weekly from then. Now, a few people were surprised that it wasn't coming out on the 23rd, which, if you don't know, the 23rd of November is the Doctor Who anniversary. But that falls on a Thursday, and usually Doctor Who airs on a Saturday, historically. Not always, but most of the time. So to me, it makes sense. I kind of saw this coming. I thought maybe they were going to do a 23rd drop and then have the 2 Saturdays after that, but this works for me too. If you don't know, Russell T Davies has heavily teased multiple minisodes for the 60th. So my hope is that at least one of those will release on the 23rd. You know, so we at least get something. If you want my guess for what the minisodes are, I'm assuming they'll be tied into the 60th anniversary in some way. Whether that be with Donna and her family, or with Beep the Meep, which I should probably get onto the Beep the Meep Explain video, huh? But what I want the minisodes to be about is either classic Doctors, because that's what I care about, or maybe some misadventures with 14. He's not really going to get a chance to have an era all to himself, and it could be fun to set apart some time to establish like a small mini era, you know what I mean? If he is a totally separate incarnation like Rusty Davies claims. Just my opinion, of course. If they are good, I will not mind what they're talking about. The posters for each episode have been released. I think my favorite is the Wild Blue Yonder one. Some people are getting mad at these because Doctor Who fans are bored. I'm just going to ignore that. And it looks like the toy maker is only going to be appearing at least prominently in The Giggle Part 3. These shots from the trailer seemingly have been confirmed to be from The Giggle. I don't really know what all that means. I don't really care. I don't want to get spoiled, right? So I'm not really deep diving into all the information. Can you blame me? These episodes will be on Disney Plus if you're outside the UK. They released a terrible trailer with fucked up audio, and the toy maker's face looks funny in the poster. I think that's everything. I'm going to be very busy these upcoming months, and I cannot wait. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to help support the channel, you can click the join button below, and doing so will help you gain access to a multitude of perks and benefits, including joining the Discord server, special exclusive polls, and early insight into all the big projects. A massive thanks to Just Tim, Teddy Bite, Oz Baxter, Green Goko, Abby G, Maggie132, Ido First, Eric, Dr. Skelly, Andrea Lee, Zay, and Kastretch. You guys are the GOATs. And with all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and happy birthday, Matt Smith. Love you.